You're watching the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole
Hello, hello.
and Evie.
Hello.
And it's Cassandra, but it's not Cassandra, but it is Cassandra.
True, yeah.
Different actress from my favorite episode, Bane.
Yes, exactly. Cassie's birthday cake actually has 14 candles, but Daniel mentioned she was 12 during its singularity in 97, so this would actually make her 16.
Well, time is all
But
relative.
anywho, so Colleen actually takes over as the role of Cassandra when Katie Stewart, the original actress, was cast as Kitty Pryde, aka Shadow Cat, in X2 X-Men United.
Great film.
I love the stare down.
The real mother-daughter bond has really come forth here, and I love it.
It really has.
Yep.
I watched this when I was like 5 or 6, so I was like, I hadn't gotten to this point yet, but I was like, oh God, I'm gonna be like that one day. That's gonna be good.
Yeah. What kind of
I think I
candles are
was like
those that they can stay lit for, several shots of these scenes?
That's a great
Probably
question.
those ones that you can't blow out. Or those ones that like stick, the trick candles.
Dominic is very cute.
He's evolved. Apparently the rainbow light shining on Dominic from this pyramid usually comes from the sun or some like regular light bulbs, but when the lampshade falls, it's a fluorescent tube inside, which
Yep.
doesn't match what kind of light it gives off,
Oh, really?
apparently.
Well, they got to do
I'm
what they
not
got to
very
do for the cute shot.
sciencey. Yeah.
Interesting.
Ah. I don't know what to say to this because they're about to kiss, and it's like
I
watching young people
know.
kiss kind of weirds me out.
So this was actually Colleen's first on-screen kiss, according to the
Really?
interview.
But she did a great job.
Yeah.
According to my
And
interview?
it was your interview, yeah, at
Really?
Gate World, like a while ago. And she had actually previously worked with Dominic, aka Richard de Klerk, and Terrell Rothery and Garwin Sanford in a film titled Mr. Rice's Secret, which actually starred David Bowie in the lead role. And in that film, Terrell played her mother as well. So, yeah.
Wow.
I love that it's
So
like
they've
you
had
kissed her, and that's the
experience.
bad thing. You
It
kissed her as like
was
they're
her birthday.
teenagers. Yeah. Lockhart just said Dan Ben took only 12 seconds for Bane to be brought up as predicted. Look, guys, you can't bring in the actress from Bane and not get me to complain. It
No, that's
rhymed.
important.
That's
It's an
true. It
important
was going to
connection.
happen. So Colleen Renison as Cassandra Fraser. So this is her first and only appearance as Cassie. So we originally saw her as Ali, as Nicole said in Bane as Silk
Shudders.
Strand. So Colleen later actually shifted her focus from acting to music,
Yep.
and she joined a rock soul blues band called No Sinner, and the group received national radio attention and played at a few music festivals. So they released their debut album in 14, followed by another in 16, and additionally Colleen has 2 solo albums to her credit, released in 14 and 23. And Richard de Klerk as Dominic, we've actually met him before. So he previously appeared in the fan favorite episode One False Step, where he played Joe. And this marks his final appearance on the show. And Jacqueline Zamuda as Nirti as well. So this is Jacqueline's second Stargate appearance following her
I
debut
can't
in
believe it's her
Fair Game.
second.
And we look forward to seeing her again in season 6. And she also features in Continuum. So Heather E. Ash, who is the writer of this episode, has mentioned that this particular episode actually remained faithful to her original draft. However, in her original narrative, it was supposed to revolve around Jack again and echo themes from Learning Curve, another one of her episodes, especially concerning like a child in danger. However, when they did the rewrite, the focus shifted to Janet and Sam and their
As it
roles
should.
as surrogate parents to Cassie. And Heather believed that this change significantly enriched the storyline and added like layers of emotional depth and complexity, which I totally agree with. And this is actually Heather E. Asher's last of 5 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And she got to work with her childhood crush, Peter DeLuise, again.
I have to go back. I couldn't finish The Harvest. It's okay, honey. I'll just finish it for you.
Been many harvests since then. Linda, by the way, is saying in the chat that apparently during this time where the original actress for Cassandra wasn't available, was actually potentially from A Wrinkle in Time from 2003. But I don't know.
Yes.
Well, this
I know
is
that they were pretty back-to-back.
filming in early 2001.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a blink but you miss it thing, but in a few seconds we'll see Peter DeLuise making his cameo appearance.
Yeah, isn't he sitting at
Daniel
the
hands him the
yeah,
tape.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
There
wondering.
he is. That's a shoe.
It is a very comfy shoe.
Yeah.
This entire team was wiped out by Nerti.
I know. Rip.
This is such an interesting episode. I love it. It's another one where we get to go back to season 1 again and be like, hey, the fallout is still not done.
Yeah.
Nerti keeps doing stuff.
Mm-hmm. And she kept track of Cassandra.
Yeah, which is terrifying.
Yeah. It really
well,
is.
if she didn't, Cassie would have died.
Yeah.
Because she turns off whatever circuit that has been turned on by age.
So I've got a gross question that I've been wanting to ask since Nerti first got mentioned, which is
flirty, dirty, nerdy.
No, but you know what? Not too far off where my brain is going. There's a device in Not Very Long where Jack.
We can
picks
talk
it up.
about it. We can talk about it when we get to it. I have it sitting behind me.
Okay, I want to talk about that because
that
I have
device?
questions.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Right.
I love that match shot.
I'm not gonna lie, it's so nice to be back on this
really
horrible
nice.
planet.
And I mean, I love how like the foliage has begun to take over. You know,
Yeah.
the buildings have deteriorated. Life goes
It's
on.
so weird
The
to see.
radioactive palm print is still there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Radioactive. Yeah.
And of
I
course,
really
Daniel
like
has to
this
touch
episode.
it.
The music is the same as the music from Singularity. Sorry, David.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I'm thrown back to 1997/8. So
I guess Nerti wasn't monitoring her. They probably triggered a system that Nerti was monitoring on this planet.
yeah,
So
that's what I was
she
thinking.
concluded Cassandra was still, or maybe she was. I don't know. I suspect that this had something to do with it, though.
Yeah, yeah. Hello.
You know, just
all
once,
stand around it.
I would like the rings to hit. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Just once,
so-
I'd like one of them to be left outside the rings. 'Cause they
Or
weren't
just
standing.
on the
Yeah.
border and get flung away.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of looks like the ring transporter is set to only beam up people and not things like fire and dirt.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they've entered Nerti's lab, but they didn't bring any of that stuff with them.
Well, the rings
So, like, we've
don't
seen
get
this-
what's on the ground. They get.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what I was gonna what I'm thinking is that the rings are like made up to only pick up stuff that's like just a little above the ground.
Mhm.
So like the shoes on people's feet upwards.
Mm-hmm.
And water, eventually. A lot of water.
Yes, that's a good point. The water. Yes.
So excited for that episode.
with beautiful Jonas.
Oh,
Yes.
so good. My cinnamon roll. Mm.
Ooh, another one of those
Old technology.
puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's just like, he's not saying hello to people. He's interrupting people mid-sentence.
And the memories get wiped.
Yeah.
He can't believe that a bad guy can do a good thing.
Yep. Gene Diata said, dirt and fire, no. Water, yes. Yeah, interesting. But Cronus is dead.
Cronus is dead. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, let's
Exactly.
not forget, guys.
Those are so cool. I wish I had
It
one.
is.
They are pretty cool.
Could you make your own
Resin
one?
or something?
Probably.
Yeah, you could make your own with resin.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I do have some resin at home. I'll have to see if I can make
I was
one.
going to say, I will pay you to mail that to me. I'll pay for the supplies.
Or I could just bring it to you when I
Oh,
see
I'm seeing you
a
in,
couple of months.
yeah, a month and a half. Yes, good point.
Oh, that's so
Oof.
rude.
Mm.
Oh.
I love this argument.
Yeah.
It's the first time that I truly got to like appreciate Janet like being Cassandra's mum. I
Mm-hmm.
think
Yeah.
because you just always heard about it and saw every
Well,
now and
she's
again,
strong.
but you know.
Okay, so the actor that is on the left is Hector Navarro, playing Tech Sergeant Crowshaw. So he actually appeared in 21 episodes of SG1, typically in uncredited roles. And additionally, he had a reoccurring role in 8 episodes of Atlantis and made an appearance in 1 episode of Universe. So he actually
Damn.
made the Stargate trifecta.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say. That is
Yeah.
very cool.
God, he looks good in that uniform.
Very sharp. Always amazed at how broad his shoulders are.
Mm-hmm. He's a big man.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Hmm. I love the Cassandra music. Really bums me out in a nice way.
I think it's supposed to bum you out.
Yeah.
Joe Goldsmith did not create it.
Oh.
It was another artist who came in for that episode. Let me see
Well, they did a
here.
good job.
Yeah, it's Goldsmith-esque.
Oh, well, sure. It's Stargate-esque. All right.
So, speaking of actors returning, so Colleen said that she was specifically invited to audition for the role of Cassie.
Ah.
She got the impression that the casting team had like a short list of girls they considered suitable for the part, but it was it sort of turned to her, and she was, you know, the fortunate one to land the role.
Hmm.
So I have like a tiny bit of I'm pretty sure I have facial blindness, so I really struggle recognizing people's faces if I
Oh,
haven't
no.
had them presented in front of me a bunch of times.
Richard
And
Band.
I-
Richard Band is the composer for Cassie's
Oh,
theme.
cool. Okay.
Yep.
And I didn't really notice too much of a difference between the 2 actresses that play Cassie.
I
I
noticed
think
it
was, like,
immediately. That's interesting.
I think it was a passable enough resemblance for my mind to think it was okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
I once tweeted the original Cassandra actress just because she was doing a like Q&A thing on Twitter when she was on the 100, and I tweeted asking, what was it like being a kid on the set of Stargate, and she said that everyone was just super nice to her and she loved it and had fun, and I was like, oh, cute. So.
Aww.
No, darling, it's not great.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's not dead, so
I'm really sad that we don't get to see Cassandra again after everything that happens.
She should have been there on the base for the funeral.
Yeah,
she should have been.
Well, that's the memorial. I mean, okay, so that is sitting
that's what I'm
behind
asking.
me
Yeah,
on the top shelf, which is why people don't normally never see it. I need to.
Okay, right. So he asks, "What is it for?" And then he goes, "What do you think it is for?" And then he lets go of it in a really gross way. So, what on earth is it for?
Well, what do you think? It's obviously related to something starting with a V.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
okay, so I am
really?
correct in that.
Well, that's what I always thought.
That's what I always thought.
Well, look at the opening
my
on the end of that
mind didn't
thing.
Go there.
So it's obviously like a. Well,
it looks almost like a speculum, you know?
Yeah.
So I always wondered
so
if that's
to
what it
me-
was.
Yep.
To me, it just looked like those like squiddy things that come shooting out of oh my god, what's it called? Antarctica. That's what it looks like to me.
The ammo, the Atlantis,
Yes,
and the
yeah,
oh right,
yeah.
okay. So you said squiddy shooty thing, and my brain went way too fishy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh dear, dear, oh dear. All right.
Sorry.
Well, you know
Sorry,
what?
that's my bad.
I've been wondering for years if that was what I thought it was. It was basically a Gould speculum, and I'm really glad that David is now kind of like confirmed
the way
that I'm
he
not alone.
reacts to
That's
it,
what I thought.
with his
Yeah.
fingers, it implies something
obviously
nasty.
where his mind went.
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, good. I thought it was just my dirty mind doing things. So, Lockwood just said Tilk might have been able to answer that after his Virginian dialogues. That was excellent.
That is good.
So good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, anytime we need to say the V thing, we should just say Virginia. So Nitty has a Virginia device. So.
Oh, for heaven's sakes,
Virginia.
that's funny.
Evie, I don't know how you're going to put that into the Monday recap, but I respect it.
I'm sure it'll happen. Cassie's really going for the.
Cassie's having a teenage
Man.
like realization thing. It's like
Very
that moment
angsty.
when you're a teenager that you realize that you're not going to live forever, and you're like, crap.
I love Sam's rebuttal here. She loves you and she deserves better. Yep.
Yeah.
She does. She really does.
Yeah.
I'm just being hopeless.
Yeah.
Mm. So, according to Colleen, filming this scene and the next one with the levitating piece were her most enjoyable experiences from this episode. So she explained that they used strings for some of the pieces, and the one that levitates and spins, that was added post-production.
Yeah, that's too complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if she's actually controlling the metal, it wouldn't have spun from its center. It would have spun from the
Yeah.
base. But I mean, I'm not
that's a
going to
good
complain
point.
after
Nope.
just complaining. But yeah, the camera is out of focus enough that you can pull off. You can do a string.
Yeah.
And because it's focusing, the focus pull is on her. So
Yes.
it could do that, and you'd never know. You'd never be able to see it.
Yeah, exactly. So this is obviously a
Spinning
reference
around.
to the Exorcist.
She does look like Reagan. That's the girl whose head spins, Evie.
Yeah.
Right, I figured. I actually knew someone called Reagan, but her dad's name was Ray, so I think it was kind
And
of
her head didn't
interesting.
spin.
I knew a guy by the name of Ken. His daughter was Kennedy.
Oh,
He left her. He abandoned her.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a sad turn.
He was not
Okay, very
enough.
short
No,
story
he's
with a really
way
sad
too
ending.
immature.
Sorry, he's mentioning magnets, so it's kind
He's
of
like
like
the
a
magnet
callback to
thing.
window of opportunity.
I think he's still on
So-
his high from the last episode of being
That's what I was
smart.
thinking.
He might be.
So whenever I play Cards Against Humanity with my friends, one of the cards says magnets as an answer, and
Yes.
whenever my friends get magnets as an answer, they know that like they've got to put it down. They've got to save it for me because if magnets comes up because of Stargate, it's going to instantly
You just
win no
love
matter
it.
what else it is. Yeah,
Oh, that's great. I haven't played that game in a while.
it can get pretty dark.
It can really. It really can.
Huktari.
Yeah, Tari. Mm. I don't want to talk. This episode's so interesting, and I've seen it 1,000 times. I really like it.
When you think about it, Niriti's experiment is not really the first of its kind
No.
because previously Palops used nanite technology on the Argosians
Brief candle.
to accelerate their
Yay.
aging process and cause them to live a full lifespan in just 100 days. So this was done to expedite research on human hosts and to encourage swift evolutionary changes, which is sort of similar to what Niriti is trying to accomplish.
And she will again.
I didn't have to bring it up that time. Someone else did for me. Thank you, Evie. Yes.
And I think this is the first time that we've gotten like a really clear explanation about why Cassandra's people were killed off.
Mhm.
They were
Yes.
killed off
To
so
hide
that
the
Niriti
experiment.
could hide her experiment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, this poor girl, right? She had a bomb put in her chest,
Oh, no.
had
She's
everyone
had an
around her
awful
die,
childhood.
and now this, honestly, right?
And then she loses her mom
no.
in 2 years.
She doesn't deserve
Yeah.
it, honestly. How could they?
No, she doesn't. That she had a pretty rough turn.
Like the depression that she's sinking into right now, that teenage, like end of the world vibes, I'd be feeling it, you know? Poor thing.
I loved Sam's reaction to I
Yeah.
can't control it.
Yeah.
I just love that their like love for this child, like, you know, keeps on coming through the show. It's
She
sad that she
says
doesn't reappear, but
that
yeah.
that the heat from her body is leaving her body into the chest piece, and Janet
Yeah.
grabs it and it is scalding hot.
Yes.
But it would only be the
She
magnet, wouldn't
burns
it?
her hand.
Well,
Is
the
it
magnet
all
would
metal?
heat up the plastic.
Ah, is it plastic?
Yeah, or it could be metal.
It could be a metal chest
Oh,
piece. So
yeah.
Yeah, because the way that Sam kind of removed it from the backing when she was setting up the chessboard kind of suggests that they were stuck down. So I thought metal, like it was a magnet, like an actual magnet.
That makes sense. Oh, don't call her Janet. That's so ugh, ew.
It's disrespectful.
Like even when I'm mad at my like parents, I have never called them by their first name. That is weird.
No, nor have I actually.
When I'm mad at my mum, I go mother, you know, and then that's
Mother,
like
yes.
that's it. That's like full naming her without full naming her.
Well, I almost never call my mum mum. I call her Chook. So
But
if
it's still
I
a
was
nickname.
angry with her, I'd call
Oh,
her
so
mum.
cute.
yeah.
Dear, oh dear. Don't touch it.
Ooh, you could almost hear the sizzle there too.
Yeah.
Mhm. They added that in post. Yeah, for sure.
So good.
Ouch.
My mum's nickname for me growing up was Trouble, and I didn't like it because I didn't like always
Trouble?
being trouble. Yeah. Everywhere I went, she called me Trouble.
Not a lot of
Yeah,
happy
fight.
things happen in this room this season.
No.
No, you're
No, you
totally
do.
right.
Oh my
God, this
goodness.
is a dark place.
That is cool.
Yeah.
It looked like they were stuck to the little rectangle that Sam pulled out, but that base is flush. There's nothing for it to like, unless it's the magnet itself that kept it to it. Okay, that is way
Maybe
too
the
in deep.
magnet is internal. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, what do you do?
I wonder what element or molecule that chain there represents.
That's what I was thinking.
On the screen now?
No, on the table.
On the table. Oh, right. I don't know.
It would be cool if she could like if they could give her something like bigger, or just give her all the chess pieces at once for her to spin to try and like push out that heat a little bit more.
That would have been
She said it
cool.
made her feel
would have been
better.
like,
Right?
It would have been like in Matilda, like the film.
Yeah.
You know,
Right, yeah.
where the spinning, like, is it the poker chips?
Yeah. Haven't seen that movie in years. You just threw me back
I know,
massively.
it's such a good movie. It was one of my childhood favorites.
Near T first person.
Yeah, so I hadn't seen Fair Game by this point, so I did not know Nearty was there and could be invisible, so haha. In fact, I'd never met Nearty before. This is the first time I met Nearty. I'd only like heard references to her.
I had seen her, and I was really hoping that she would appear, and I had missed the Jacqueline Samuda tile at the beginning of the episode. So
Yes.
Ah,
this is a great callback.
I love this.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, in an interview with Gatewells, I think it was your interview, David, back in the day, Colleen mentioned that she didn't actually receive any extensive background information for Cassie's character, and wasn't even provided the chance to view Katie's earlier episode.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Essentially, she was just responding to the script based purely on what was written. So I think she does a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been really funny if Teal came in with a water gun and handed it to her and was like, "Oh, sorry, wrong kid," and then walked out.
You look like a kid I knew.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are you kidding? Of course she'll be there. But don't say it like that.
yeah.
Damn.
Oh, the little forehead kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really bummed out, guys. Janet's gonna die in 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Don't.
But it's an
dwell on
honorable
it.
death.
Yeah, it just sucks for Cassie.
Very shocking.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. So he's a sneaky invisible scientist.
Just sit down on the chair. I'm sure you've been sneaking around loads without sitting. Sit your bum down.
That's true. Take a load off.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Samuda.
I'm not gonna lie.
She's great.
This outfit
I love
it is
Jacqueline.
like, you know
Yeah.
what? I growing up, I don't think I ever appreciated how bloody beautiful she is.
Uh-huh.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Yeah.
She's
Oh.
half Jamaican.
What?
Yes,
I know.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah, I was always wondering what her background was.
Me commenting on her death, people are now yelling at me in the chat with crying and like, Nicole, why would you say that?
Why would you say that right
Oh,
now?
sorry.
Well, no
Sorry,
one
guys.
watching
Enjoy
this.
her while she's
yeah.
here.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate.
Well,
the
I've got
little
that
moments.
problem where I'm already mourning my dog, even though she's alive and well, and like I'm already like, she's gonna die one day. So
They all
it's very
die.
hard. I know,
all
and I
die.
can't get over it, David. I'm gonna like actually be destroyed. I don't know what to do. So knowing
you
this is
mourn
coming
and you
breaks
move
my
on.
heart. I know.
Yeah.
Gonna need some help
But
with
you
that.
don't forget. Well, join the club.
So,
I've lost
Yeah.
Just
7.
ignore that kind of stuff
Yeah.
until it happens.
Yeah, that's not where you left it. It was slightly moved.
What changed? I forgot.
Yeah, so did I. Is it her chest X-ray? I mean, it looks like it got bigger, right? Her chest,
Mm,
the rib cage. I don't know. Mm.
yeah, she's just thinking about the bone. I think it was just the X-ray of the bones made her think about bones.
Triggered that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Attacked by a ninja.
I felt
it
the
kinda
Gould.
seems like
Mm.
kind of seems like Nirti initially kept her distance from Sam and Cassie while incognito because their ability to sense a Goa'uld would have exposed her prematurely. Because like she's only just kind of exposed herself to, I mean that in a non-sexual way, exposed herself to Cassie now.
Yeah.
But assumably she's been on base for a while.
Yeah. Cronus is dead.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So we missed a couple of things. So Sam mentioned the TERs.
Yep.
So following the Rite incident, the SGC apparently implemented the TERs or the transphase eradication rods to spot invisible
At the
entities
gate.
at Stargates, like at the Earth Stargate. So if Sam is proposing they use them now, it kind of implies that sensors were ineffective.
Sure were.
Detecting Nirti. Or that
Yeah.
she might have used some sort of different technology to bypass it.
Yeah, but then the different technology would have Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, so a Reddit user actually suggested that maybe the gates TERs were destroyed during the Foothold incident and they were never replaced. So I thought that was
That's a little
interesting.
silly of the
Interesting
SGC,
point.
but yes.
Yeah. We also missed there was an actor that was standing behind Sam when she was radioing in for the TERs. So I just wanted to bring up this guy because I believe his name is Nicholas Barrick, and he's actually been in 17 episodes of Stargate, usually without credit. But he was actually one of the SG-10 team in a matter of time that died on that planet. And additionally, he actually shows up in 4 episodes of Atlantis. And he currently works as an actor and a stunt double. And he even did stunts for Steve Basic, who we know as Camulus in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, which I thought was kind of cool.
That was a nice flip for Nirti.
That was a nice flip. You know, when I watched this yesterday when I was writing my notes, I thought about when Nicole and I went to that con and she'd broken her leg, and I was thinking, well, maybe she tried to do one of those fancy spins again
on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had like a broken leg for like the whole convention, so she had to sit in a chair. So we had to like all kind of gather around her at appropriate times.
You were at that one.
Yeah,
we were at that one.
We were at the table with her. We had dinner with her.
Wow.
Yeah,
we sat with her. She was lovely.
Yeah. Because didn't RDA attend like a GateCon or something with a broken arm?
I'm sure.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Good to see you
Damn,
again.
she
Here to sign more treaties?
Yes.
Fine.
She looks great.
Damn.
Yeah.
That
if she were a playing card,
stunning.
I know which one she'd be.
Wait, which one?
Absolute
That's funny.
icon.
She's a spade.
Oh, okay.
Was that funny, David?
Isn't that a spade?
Yeah, it does look like a spade. Yeah. I think it's a spade.
No, it's not a spade.
It's a diamond.
I'm wrong.
Well, I think that's fair. Like, it's only going to lightly bite us in the arse next season. It's
lightly?
Okay.
Yeah, an entire civilization of
just
people.
Lightly. Yeah.
I said us,
Yeah.
not those people.
It's our fault.
Nah. Oh, dear.
RDA had his arm in a cast for most of the first season of MacGyver, according to Linda.
Damn.
I'll have to go back and watch it. I've only watched it once all the way through, and I really enjoyed it. So
he was MacGyvering stuff up with a broken arm. What a guy!
So I recall coming across something that mentioned Terrell and Michael often played up on the connection between Janet and Daniel.
I watched some behind the scenes stuff about that. Yes,
that was on purpose. Yep.
Yes, I saw some DVD extras going into it as well. That was like about this exact moment. Yep.
Also, Cassie's surname is misspelt on this medical screen.
Did
it say Cassandra Fraser?
It places the I. Yeah, it places the I after the S instead of before it. So
Typos.
Like the TV series.
exactly.
Well, when I was at my first ever job, I had to sign in with a card, and on the screen it always came up with my name wrong, and I asked them for ages to change it. And my name was Nicole Gallio for ages.
Interesting.
That's
And
hilarious.
it's like, it's just so I guess maybe that happened here.
Adam got Cake Hill once. You know, like
Cake Hill.
C-A-K-E.
I'd love to live on a hill of
Cake
cake.
Hill. It's like, sounds delicious.
On
Yeah.
several of my AAA insurance documents, I'm David Bede. Yep.
Love it. Cake
That's
Hill,
actually
Gallio,
kind of
and Bede.
cute.
Those are our alter egos.
Art Vandelay.
Oh,
Oh,
Vandelay, yes.
HR
Vandelay
Pennypacker, Vandelay, and then I'm missing the other one. The
I
boys
don't
all
remember the last one.
have. They all have in Seinfeld. They all have alter.
Yes, they
alter egos.
do.
I love. This is Frasier at her finest here.
Yeah.
Just at a moment.
Oh, it is.
Linda just said I usually get furry instead of fury.
Linda Furry. Uh-oh.
Yeah, who's that in?
Morphine
I mean,
sulfates.
you'd fit in at Comic-Con, Linda. Like, you know, you already do now, but you'd fit in extra. Yeah.
But we are heroes, and heroes make the hard calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, we haven't even met Anubis yet, guys.
You
Nirti is
don't know
barely
David's
scraping
so
the
powerful.
surface.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, Linda just said I can dress up as a furling. Exactly.
There you go.
You've got it. You've got it, Linda.
It's not like Nirti's going to share those details.
No, she's gonna try and be the OG, like, you know, superhuman.
The OG, yeah.
And then Anubis is gonna come in and just batter to the side. So
Yeah. So
That's
Heather
a court
E. Ash,
martialable
the-
offense.
yeah.
It
Oh, I love
is.
this. Yeah, get that gun out.
So
Yeah.
Heather E. Ash said in her Stargate interview that she's like drawn to stories that delve into how ordinary individuals navigate extraordinary scenarios, questioning
Yes,
how
love
they
it.
might react and surprise us.
Yeah.
So Janet's unexpected display of like protective ferocity towards Nerity definitely
Oh.
fits this mold, I think. And I think it reveals like layers of her character that we didn't see coming. Like
Yep.
I
Yes.
didn't see her reacting like that.
My favorite, like, whole line from this episode is when she's got the gun facing at Nirti in a minute, and Hammond is like,
Hammond?
the woman
Yeah, that's-
pointing the
that's
gun
her
at you is
mother.
Cassandra's
Cassandra's
mother.
mother.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so good. It's like a don't mess around. This woman doesn't
she goes
care.
with Mama Bear. It's
Yeah.
great.
And Jacqueline Samuda loved this. She was saying, I asked her, you know, what do you think Nirti's opinion of Frasier was when she pointed a gun
Big
at her? And
respect.
she was like, yeah, big respect. Yep.
Yeah.
Not all of your terms.
One, you get to leave. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Ugh.
Here we go.
Yes. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so
So,
good. Power.
Hammond's call to let Nerity leave is definitely going to ruffle some feathers up top. Like,
Yes.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
2 episodes back, like that we had the 5th man when Simmons was like waving threats at Hammond's command.
Yeah. God, Simmons and his beautiful lips are going to come back and, you know, threaten us again.
Jeez.
Yes.
Soon.
I'm excited because in the episode that we get to see him come back, we get to see another beautiful man come in, and that is David Hewlett.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm
Although
so in
I
love with
hate
him, it's
in
unreal.
SG1.
So do I, but I
I
don't
think
care.
you're supposed to hate him.
Yeah.
I love him in the end.
I like how they brought the speculum with them just in case.
Oh, all of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't have to use
Yeah.
that.
So
This is so reminiscent of the Cronus thing, which is like, yeah, it's
it really
not good enough.
is. I was going to say it's like totally reminiscent of Fair Game.
Yeah.
However, like this time, like her own survival and like liberty are at stake. So
Yeah.
kind of suggests that maybe she's like not lying, but like she does end up curing her. So she's obviously not trying hard enough.
Well, she wants to get out of there alive.
Yeah.
So is that some henna on her hand?
Might be some henna. Yeah, I think she had henna in
Yes,
the
she
previous
did.
episode.
Yeah,
She
so I
sure
remember
did.
when I was a kid, I didn't really know what henna was. Shame on me because I come from a background where I should know that. And I remember being like, what is up with her hands? Like, why is one of her hands like looks like that? And then it took me ages to come to the conclusion, oh, it must be henna.
Yeah. Wow, that can take hours and hours to do.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, kid? Good to see you again.
I killed everyone you loved.
Mm.
Oh boy.
Mm.
You know what she's going to go and do.
Yeah, she's gonna go turn people into water.
Well, not specifically
No.
that, but yeah, she's going to hurt people, and it will be your fault.
When she does when one of the guys comes back and he like explodes in a big puddle of water, it always makes me think of X-Men 2.
Good.
When that guy exploded in the puddle of water in X-Men 2. It's so cool. Such a cool effect. Love this. Yeah, this is their daughter, like SG1's collective kid. Also,
Exactly.
Daniel kind of takes Janet's hand a little bit for a second to try and comfort her a little bit. He kind of does a very similar thing with Sam in Singularity as well. So Daniel's always just such a good supportive boo.
Of course it's not.
Yeah, so Nerity's promise to resume her experiments on another world kind of adds like a moral twist to the debate, like about her release. So like by letting her go, Hammond and SG1 have shown that they prioritize one life, particularly that of someone close to them, over holding a Goa'uld system lord for strategic leverage. So even if it might risk the safety of like an entire galaxy and like unknown planets. So it's like risky.
It's a big no-no.
She's already suggested, if our places were reversed, I would not let you go, and we will see that happen.
Yeah.
And the wormhole disengages too quickly after her departure.
They should have just shut it down,
which,
killer.
Like, based on the events of Red Sky, would suggest that she wouldn't survive the trip. But it's likely an inconsistency with Red Sky itself, since there are like many occasions throughout the series where characters like safely travel through a wormhole seconds before it shuts down.
Well, just because it's disengaged on our side doesn't mean it's simultaneously disengaged on the other. It takes 2 seconds for the matter to transfer. So
this is my
least
favorite thing, the homeworks.
Like
the last thing I want, if I'm off sick, you don't make me do that homework. Don't care how good I'm feeling. This is so cute.
It is very cute. The bond. So even though we kind of touched on this earlier, this is Cassie's like final appearance on screen. She is brought up later in episodes like Frozen, Metamorphosis, Prophecy, Heroes Part 1 and 2.
And she's seen in photo frames in the background.
Deus Machina and Line in the Sand.
Yeah, she's in a photo on Atlantis.
Yes, and on Reddit, someone highlighted the episode as like an excellent showcase of like for character development, particularly with Sam and Janet's friendship. And they said it was refreshing for viewers to catch a glimpse of the characters' lives outside the confines of their usual roles and stepping away from the predictable narratives dominated by, action and sometimes male-centered plots. And another Redditor said that Colleen Rennison's job was so good. She did such like a good job of being a teenager, as shown by how they felt that they wanted to yell at her character a few times.
I like this episode a lot, and I'm excited to dive into it and those points you just raised. So
that was Rite of Passage. Thanks for joining us.